Morning, guys. So, you guys ever find it pretty cool how you'll look at your plants one day and there's nothing, or they're just above the soil, and I'm talking about seedlings, and then the next day they're just everywhere. I still find that pretty amazing after all these years now of gardening. And that is what's happening here with like the yellow squash. Look at this. So yesterday, this one was up, and I think this one was just poking out, and now they're all starting to come out. This one's right here. These weren't, I didn't even know if these were going to come up because they were, I planted them at the same time and they're coming up at different times. But I still find it pretty amazing that that's how it works. It's so cool to me. Alright, anyway, so I need to finish up potting some of these things that I didn't get done the other day. And it's really just the cabbage. I kind of wanted to let that grow a little bit more, because you can see we've got some teeny tiny guys in here. But I wanted to show you, do you remember in, I think it was the last video or the one before that, where I up-potted a bunch of broccoli and some of the cabbage? I was trying to explain how it's okay to experiment, and that even up-planting them, as some of them were kind of small, that it still works as long as they have a root system. And I just wanted to show you what I mean. So as you can see, everybody's alive. Everything's good. They all look great. Everything is living. Nothing's wilted. It all looks pretty great. So this is what I meant about how don't be so afraid and think you have to go buy the book, and there's like 5 million gardening books out there. And I mean, there are some things obviously that we should adhere to, but when it comes to stuff like this, I don't know what it is. I don't know if I just have no patience, or I just like to see if there's something else that might work for me. And I mean, so far it has. When it comes to stuff in the greenhouse here, I just like to enjoy myself, have fun, because I love being in here. I'll tell you what, when we move, this is staying, and that's fine for the new owners because apparently they're excited about starting to garden. But I'm gonna miss it because we built this and it has worked out so well, and so I'm gonna have to build another one, which we're gonna go bigger and better. There's already a frame up at the new property, and I'm not sure what they were using this for. It's just a metal frame, but it's a massive, like, really strong, heavy duty type of metal frame, and it goes up the sides. Maybe it was used as a garage or something, I'm not sure. But either way, I mean, it's got concrete discs at the bottom to hold it down and everything. It's pretty massive. If you go back and look at one of the videos recently, I think it's called Could It Be? That is the property that we are getting, and you can kind of see it in this when I span around the property at the end of the video. So anyway, it's a massive steel frame. So I think what I'm going to do is actually enclose that, and I don't know if that's going to be the greenhouse or if that's going to end up being the shop, because actually I think we're going to sell the shed. Getting all of our stuff to Maine, if we didn't have the animals to move as well, it wouldn't be so difficult. It would be a pretty quick process, but we have to make multiple trips because we have the animals, and because we have a lot of stuff for the animals that's not things that we can get rid of. We have to keep these things. We're having a tag sale right now out front, and it's going really well, and the shop is open, but that's you know, hopefully we'll get rid of most of that stuff, but everything else we have to keep because it's for our animals. It's what we use. So anyway, I don't know if that is going to become a shop. It probably will be a shop. Actually, now that I think about it, that might actually be the shop. I will enclose that with wood because it's big. It's really big. And I don't need a greenhouse that big. I mean, it wouldn't be terrible. But I think I'll just build a greenhouse like this one. This one's actually a really good size. I would tweak a couple of things, but otherwise, this is a great size for me, and I can even keep the brooder in here for the chicks. But yeah, I just changed my mind right on camera. I think we'll make that structure the shop instead, because we are going to try to sell this shed instead of trying to bring it with us, because that is a whole other ball of wax. Okay, well, I'm going to get to potting these. I see Mr. B coming. I must have let him outside. I'm going to get to up-potting these now and get this part done and over with, because like I said, these guys are coming with us. So guys, that's not to say that those gardening books aren't informative and educational, because a lot of them are. I mean, to write the book, you got to know something, right? All I'm saying is to just use your judgment and don't be afraid of gardening. I just think that sometimes there's just so much information out there that it can be confusing and it can deter you and make you just not want to do it. And that's not what should happen. You should definitely be wanting. It should be fun, is all I'm saying. You should enjoy it. It should be exciting. All of the above. So one thing we've discussed is we're going to be building a pole barn, which I am pretty excited about. Let's see if I can keep these guys in here. So we're going to do it in the back because we've got a lot going on the side of the property, the side of the house. We have to drop a garage. We got to make the shop, build the shop. Also build a greenhouse, which actually I might build on the side or out back. I'm not sure. It's going to depend on where the sun hits. We are building more raised beds because the buyers of this house want to keep those beds, and a pole barn in the back. No big deal, right? Nah. But yeah, that's what we're doing. This will take place over a little bit of time. We are going to try to get the majority of it done before winter, just because, it's just kind of a necessity. And moving up to Maine, it's, going to be a little bit colder up there. It's not too much of a difference where we're going. We did that on purpose. We did not go too far north because we didn't want the change to be extremely drastic. It might be a little bit, but it's not really going to do much. At least not according to my research. And so, but a pole barn is something that I've always wanted because it will help in so many ways with different things. It'll also be a place to overwinter our animals. We'll just keep them on deep bedding in the pole barn for the winter. And while we're doing that, we're also, that's sort of a twofold thing. We keep the animals in the pole barn over the winter. Obviously keeps them out of the elements. They will be moved in and out and that kind of thing. But it also makes compost. So you keep them in the deep bedding, they do their thing, and they make the compost for you. I mean, every time I think of that, I'm just like amazed at how well the system works if you know how to run it. We have up at the farm up there where the animals are right now, we have the compost that's building from the horses. We have those two piles on, not the horses, the cows and the horse, but we have the two piles on two different sides of where their paddocks are, and we left them and we just kind of add to them. Now they're about half the size they were, and that just tells me they're breaking down and turning into compost. And I was able to check it the other day while I was up there, because now everything's thawed out. And oh yeah, that is beautiful compost right there. We'll probably end up having to just spread it up there, which will help their pastures, which is unfortunate for us because you know, we can't bring it with us. I mean, we could, but then again, whole ordeal. Don't want to do that. All right, that turned out perfect. So we have all this is oh, that's already got a cabbage in there. There we go. All the cabbage up potted. Well, I have to go to the store because I'm out of soil. That seems to always be the case.